Does any other member, oh, Senator Sinema. Senator Sinema, and then I'll call on Mr. Banks. Senator Sinema, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chairman Takano. Commander Marshall, thank you for your service to this nation and for the service your organization does for America's veterans. I want to acknowledge DAV for your support of the Ensuring Survivor Benefits during COVID legislation that I introduced with Senator Tillis. We introduced our legislation after hearing concerns from family members who lost a veteran to COVID and were worried that they wouldn't receive the survivor benefits they'd earned because the death certificate did not list service-connected illnesses as a contributing cause of death. We know that people with underlying conditions are more at risk for COVID, so it makes sense that service-connected illnesses should be considered as a contributing cause of death. I also want to say thank you to Chairman Tester, who helped pass our bill out of the Senate Veterans Committee and to pass out of the full Senate. And Chairman Takano, I hope that you and your House colleagues will move to pick it up soon. My first question is following up on Senator Murray's question regarding the Family Caregiver Program. Commander Marshall, my office has been hearing from Arizona veterans and caregivers with concerns about the VA's implementation of the VA Mission Act. Congress was proud to expand the Family Caregiver Program, but that has not been the experience for those 6,700 legacy caregivers who participated as post 9/11 veterans and are now being removed from the program. So my first question is, do you believe those legacy participants needed the support of the Family Caregiver Program?
Interesting question. It is essential that they receive all the support necessary for Family Caregiver Program. And Mr. Reese?
Thank you for the question, and they absolutely did. I mean, we're talking about two schemes, as you will, of articulating different versions of eligibility. So the first version of eligibility was based on activities of daily living. It was a single, and it was for the entire totality of the program supports. And then when we did the second expansion and new IT system, they basically created a whole new rule set in which they're merging the first with the second. And as you know, there was difficulties in that eligibility piece in the first program to the degree that this chamber asked the secretary, and the secretary acquiesced with actually suspending any further discharges from the program pending review. We had hoped that that second set of regulations would have clarified for consistency and application of those who apply for those benefits. Unfortunately, it has caused a greater complexity, and it has actually caused great concern across the country that those who are legacy that might be removed from the program, or those who have applied, at 86%, are being turned away from a program. Because after all, I think everybody here understands we're talking about our nation's most catastrophically disabled veterans. It's a sad day, but unfortunately it is the front door that's the problem. The program itself does wonderful supports for our veterans.
Well, thank you. To follow up, what can be done to protect those families who have been relying on this program for years and are now being dropped from the rolls?
Well, our understanding is, speaking with the secretary, he has certainly put a review process in place. He has actually dedicated the resources of the Deputy Secretary of Veterans Affairs to put together a review to make sure that these are actually analyzed before those final discharges are actually taking place. And in addition, for the second phase or second set of rules, they have extended the deadline for making discharges into 2023. So I think the oversight is the key piece. I think the administration gets the first bite at that apple, but if it fails, we'll be back in this chamber to tell you that we have to fix it.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I know that my time has expired. I want to thank Commander Marshall and others for testifying today. I do have some follow-up questions, so I will submit those for the record. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Well, thank you, Senator Sinema, and I'm happy to tell you that the Health Care for Burn Pit Veterans Act, which you passed out of the Senate, is in Title I of the PACT Act, and we'll be debating that tomorrow, and thank you so much.